I got digital dash camera with a I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flooded with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top and I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitch is.
Alright, so it's about that time and we're doing the first NBA 2K21 giveaway. It's not no regular giveaway. We're going to be giving away the Mamba Forever Edition for current gen. So if you do actually win this, you will get the next gen for free. So we will be doing more NBA 2K21 giveaways, but this is going to be the first one. This is a Twitter giveaway. So if you want to be able to enter, you must be following me on Twitter, like and retweet the post, show proof, replying to that post that you are subscribed to my channel with noties on. And if you already have won, or if you already have 2K, we would just be giving you $100 code for a console of choice, whether you're on PC, PS4, Switch. It doesn't really matter. I'll give you a code for whatever console you are on. This will be ending August 31st. Like I said, there will be more. We'll be doing more current gen, some on next gen, all type of stuff. So yeah, man, if you guys want to be able to enter for that, just go ahead, do all the stuff I'm telling you right there. We're going to be entering you in a raffle. Whoever wins, they win. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all there is to it.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Fizz back in the video. Yet another video today. I'm coming to you guys with the best guard build in NBA 2K21. This is the build that everybody has been making, but they're making it wrong. Today, that's the whole point of me making this video today, is to really give you guys the best version of this build that you can possibly make. This is going to be the most badges, but at the same time, it's going to be the best way to make it. So yeah, man, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to make it, all the way from the position, pie charts, all the way down to the attributes, then the height, weight, wingspan, all the way down to the takeovers and the best basket for this build. If you guys want me to drop another banger build video tomorrow, just go ahead and get this video to 400 likes. It's that simple. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple. Alright, so first things first is going to be the position. The position you want to go with for this build is going to be the point guard position. Alright, next is going to be the pie chart. So the pie chart is where you're going to be getting your max caps and your Hall of Fame badges. You're going to be going with the playmaking and shooting pie chart. And this is going to be the one that's split right down the middle. This year they added some new pie charts where you can kind of mess it up, but make sure you're going with the one that's split right down the middle. Now the other one where you can get shooting a lot with a little bit of playmaking is also good, but this one is just better. And alright, next is going to be the physical profile. This is where you're going to be getting your physical pie chart, or pretty much your physical max caps from your speed, acceleration, strength, and vertical. For this build, any guard build pretty much, especially point guard, you want to go with the speed pie chart to be as fast as possible. Alright, next, moving on to the attributes for the build. This is where you're going to be getting your max caps for this build. So first things first, we're going to go over the finishing. So you only get one finishing. So you're going to have a 64 driving dunk, and you're going to be putting your layup to 64. That's pretty much just what we had left over. You're not going to get a single finishing badge either way, but this is not a bad build that's really built to really just be a finisher. But you're still going to be able to get the job done with that, you know what I'm saying? But you're just not going to be able to have enough badges. So if you put more attributes on it, you wouldn't be able to get nearly as many shooting, playmaking, or defensive. So that's pretty much just why we went with that. Then for the shooting, we have pretty much everything maxed, but the post fade is at a 78. That's going to get you 25 shooting badges on this build. That's the most you can get on this build. For the playmaking, you're going to be able to get 24 playmaking badge upgrades, and pretty much everything is maxed, but the post fade is at a 62. Then for the defensive rebounding badges, you're going to be getting 7 badge upgrades, and you're pretty much going to have everything maxed on defense. So yeah, man, this is a really, really good build. Now, the only thing on defense that you don't have is pretty much stuff that's not important for this type of build. Offensive rebound, you're going to be shooting a lot of threes. And then if you're driving, you're going to be really only driving for wide opens because you don't have the craziest layup or dunk. And then for the block, you're not really going to be going for a lot of blocks. As long as you can get the best shot contest possible, that's really all you want for this build. So yeah, man, in my opinion, this is the best way to make this build. You know what I'm saying? I believe this is the most badges I could find on it for sure. But at the same time, I wasn't really going for the most badges. I was trying to make sure it was the best build possible. All right, now when it comes to the body type, that doesn't really matter. If you want to be able to dribble more fluently, I would go with a skinnier body profile. When it comes to the height, this is where it gets a little tricky. Now, if you're going all the way down from 6 foot and 6'1", I wouldn't recommend that. But 6'2", that's the lowest I would go. Now, if you go 6'2", you're gonna have a really high ball handle. You need to understand that you gotta have a really high ball handle. But if you go 6'2" to 6'5", you're probably noticing that the 3-pointer, the mid-range, those aren't moving. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's really important from 6'2" to 6'5" is your ball handle. Now, if you want to be able to speed boost off rip, you know what I'm saying, and be able to have a long wingspan, 6'3" is the best. It's just the best height for you. But me personally, I'm not tripping about none of that. I want to be as tall as possible, so I went 6'5". You don't have to go that. The one I would recommend is probably 6'3" or 6'2". You know what I'm saying? That's probably what's gonna be a lot of people gonna be. But since I like to be taller than a lot of people, so yeah, I would go 6'5" on it. All right, next is going to be the weight. So for the weight, it's going to be pretty much minimum weight. I tried to make sure to be able to have the highest speed and the highest acceleration while also losing the least. But it really wasn't making a difference either way, so I just went minimum, and that's gonna get you a lot of speed. Now you are gonna lose stuff on interior defense, post moves, and strength, but that's not really the most important things for this build. So yeah. All right, next is going to be the wingspan. So for the wingspan on this build, I see a lot of people going minimum wingspan. Now, if you go minimum wingspan, you're going to have a 91.3, a 94 mid-range. You can get your mid-range to a 99 if you go minimum. You know what I'm saying? Your ball handle is going to be at an 85, and you're 6'5". You know what I'm saying? So that's not a bad idea to go minimum. But if you go max wingspan, you're going to lose only 4 on 3-pointer. You're still going to have an 83 3-pointer. Still going to have an 86 mid-range. You know what I'm saying? Your ball handle still going to be at 83. That's easy to be able to get that to an 86. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you plan on hitting 99. That's going to be above 86. You know what I'm saying? And then everything on defense pretty much is going up. So it pretty much depends on what you rather. Especially when you're looking at the finishing. You're even getting the higher drive and dunk. Your layup didn't move, but your close shot did. So it really depends on what you really rather. I think a lot more people are going to go minimum. But for me personally, I shoot better on builds that have longer wingspan. So I went with long wingspan. And then next is going to be the takeover. So for the takeover on this build, you can go with Playmaker, Shot Creator, or Sharp Takeover. Now, in the video, I went Playmaker Takeover. Sharp Takeover is going to be a good build or takeover to go with for this build. But I'm going to just say this. I think Shot Creator is going to be the glitchiest takeover for this build. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you really going to be really mainly focused on shooting, go Sharpshooter Takeover. If you really just want to play to have fun, go with Playmaker Takeover. But when it comes to like the actual bonuses, I think Shot Creator is going to be the best takeover for this build. Because that could possibly get you plus 10 to your drive and dunk, layup, mid-range, 3-pointer. We don't know what the plus 10s are, but that has the closest possibility of being able to help you be the most well-rounded offensively. Now, if you, like I said, if you're shooting mainly, go with Sharp. But what 2K20 gave us for plus 10, it gave us not only plus 10 to mid-range 3-pointer, it also gave it to our plus 10 ball control. And that's very important. So I would personally go Shot Creator, but for video purposes, I went Playmaker Takeover. And the build came out as a playmaking Shot Creator, similar to or shades of whatever 2K. That's literally the same thing, but Kirk Hyatt, Jamal Murray, and D'Angelo Russell. Jamal Murray been going crazy in the bubble. But yeah, with that being said, man, I don't really like none of them builds being very similar. Maybe D'Angelo Russell. But yeah, that's going to be that. We're going to be going over the best bad setups for this build. That simple. All right, next is going to be the best finishing bad setup for this build. So for the best finishing bad setup for this build, you only get one finishing bad. So it's very simple and easy. What I'm going to go with is literally finisher. That's going to get you the best animations possible every single time. All right, next is going to be the best shooting bad setup for this build. We have 5 Hall of Fame, 1 gold, and 2 bronze. So pretty much the way I would be using this, I would be using at the park. So I have hot zone on, hot start on bronze, and clutch shooter on bronze. Those 2 badges are going to help you be able to not miss to start the game and not miss to end the game. Just badges that I had 25, it was just so much. You know what I'm saying? This is like a pure sharp almost, because if you think about it, last year you had 30 badge upgrades, but you had to deal with quick draw. In this game, you don't have to deal with quick draw. So 26 is the same thing as last year. So yeah, I put those 2 badges on just because I could, you know what I'm saying? Then I got Tireless Shooter because I think that's going to be a very important badge in this game because the stamina issue is even worse than last year for some reason. Then you got Deadeye, Hazo Hunter, Range Extender, Green Machine, Difficult Shots. Difficult Shots is a badge I think is going to be very, very good in NBA 2K21. Keep that in mind. Deadeye is going to really be a always badge that everybody always use because it's going to really be helping you be able to shoot open shots no matter how much they contest you, especially if they're trying to close out. Then you got Range Extender. That's always been the best shooting badge in 2K. Ever since they introduced limitless range, it doesn't really matter what they call the badge. Still going to be the same thing, the best badge in the game. Hazo Hunter is going to really be helping you shoot in hot zones, especially when you have hot zones, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be that much easier to make your shots, which is even going to be making you that much better at greening. Then when it comes to Green Machine going on top of Hazo Hunter, Range Extender, Difficult Shots, Deadeye, Tireless Score, whatever you want to call these badges, man. Green Machine is just going to be helping you consistently make greens after every single green. So yeah, man, this is the best shooting badge setup for this build. All right, next is going to be the best playmaking badge setup for this build. So we got 6 Hall of Fame badges to work with. Handlers for days, that's going to be a very important badge in this game because the stamina issue is a big problem. Unpluggable is I'm so happy for this badge, man. I've been playing, testing. I've played with the quick game, going against computers, and those CPUs are pretty decent. I've even tested a couple builds. Unpluggable is very good in this game. I've actually got bump steals on people. I've not gotten bump steal on me. I haven't got ripped, nothing, not once. So that badge might even be too OP, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. Then we got quick first step. That's just going to be a badge to help you really be able to speed boost, and that's going to help you get open for threes, mid-ranges, dunks. It doesn't really matter what you're trying to do. Floor general is going to be helping your teammates out the best, but it really depends on what your teammates, whether I would rather Dimer, but it really just depends on what your teammates would rather. So I just put floor general. That's like the most popular one. Then we got bailout to be able to get bailed out in every single situation. Then I put ankle breaker. That's really going to be depending on which one you really rather. Space creator, tight handles, or ankle breaker to get ankles and stuff like that. So I put ankle breaker because that's kind of like the most popular one. I think tight handles is going to be the best one in NBA 2K21, especially with these dribble moves being as good as they are. But yeah, that's just what I went with for the playmaking badge setup for this build. And all right, last but not least, for the defensive rebounding badge setup for this build, I went with Clamps Gold, Silver Intimidator, Silver Interceptor. Interceptor is going to have you in them lanes as much as possible. Intimidator is going to give you the best shot contest possible. And Clamps is going to be helping you play the best on-ball defense possible, whether you're going against ISO, screens. Doesn't really matter. You're playing full court, half court, doesn't matter. But yeah, man, that's going to be the best defensive badge setup for this build. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. We went over everything for this build, from the position, pie charts, attributes, height, weight, wingspan, all the way down to the best takeover, then the best badge setups for this build. So yeah, man, for that alone, please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. And I'm out there, man.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah! Head in the clouds, walk through the city, they taking you out. Bitches be talking, they running their mouth. A bag in the back and a stick in the couch. You know what it's about. Had to cope with all the pain, so I'm about to die. Man, they say he going too fast.